Oh, that's a bit high. Let's put it there. That's better. Wassail, merry Yuletide. Wassail, merry Yuletide. I might have sat in the wrong place. It feels like the sun is being particularly, not fierce, but quite strong, because today it's rebirthed after the solstice, which is why we have Christmas on this day. It's the sun, S-U-N, rather than S-O-N. It's the sun returning to the light for those people in the Northern Hemisphere. It's the other way around for other people. So I'm here, Wassail and shell. I'll take my arms off there. I don't really want my hat on. I'll put it on in a minute. It's making me too hot. It's all too hot. Which is weird because a lot of you are having extremely cold conditions where you are. I've got the strangest physical energy. Like my body is realigning. Like a form of what people often call ascension symptoms, but they feel like dimension symptoms. I was thinking earlier, I couldn't sleep properly last night. I woke up and all my bones were having like a physical dryness. I want to describe it as that. I've got it at the moment as well, and it's deeply uncomfortable. But it's a sense of dryness in the spine, something not quite at ease, and it feels like it needs some kind of like cracking of the back. So I'll look into that if I can't solve it myself. I think I'd like to kind of ask the cards a question about physical symptoms and their connection between physical symptoms and moments of moving into an energy where we say, I am healed. Because that's really what I've been doing. Wassail, Francesca. So I've been trying to tell myself that it's time to be healed and to anchor that philosophy now and then move through what comes towards me. It's giving me this desire to kind of crack and move the position of my entire skeleton somehow. And I wonder whether it's when the consciousness leads the desire to be healed, and if it's doing it really defiantly or define it definitely. Wassail Nikki, it feels as though then your physical body has to play some kind of catch up, and it makes the physical body ache as it tries to adjust itself to the frequency that your consciousness has reached, and it's trying to build your cells into that energy so that you can ride that frequency. So I don't know what the question is other than physical symptoms and the decision to be healed. Physical symptoms and the decision to be healed. Physical symptoms and the decision to be healed. So I've got two cards, one that came out very early and the other one that took a long time to come. So we have fail. Yeah, look. So, man, myself, it's like applying, the aether is like a kind of salt rime. it's a consciousness rhyme, and you're licking it and you're applying it, and then that means your body's got to catch up somehow. So, and it's 30-20. It's just interesting that they're multiples of 10. So I'm getting this reminder, Feor, fire, aether. Aether is the fifth element, and actually the word quintessence comes from the notion of applying aether to something, to a process, to yourself. So quintessentially is applying aether energy, and that's quintessentially what we're doing. We're applying energy. It's interesting that this card is both myself and humankind, because you have to apply that aether to you, but at the same time, somehow, in the larger, grander scheme, you have to apply that same healing to the entire world, because we are one with everything. And so there's some kind of acknowledgement of that within our healing. As we heal ourselves, we heal everybody. So, physical symptoms. What can we know about these physical cellular symptoms? You see, that's a really interesting combination. There's a huge contrast, but I'm immediately being given this energy of being comforted by the old frequency, the familiarity. And yeah, it's night, but night really refers to something at the moment, right now, something that just needs to be put to bed before you go to sleep. It's just merely that stage before dawn. I'm gonna have to put this on because I might have to move around a bit, but sun is chasing me. So just hold still. I have to move a little bit. Oh no! The legs come off. That's what I feel like I am. I feel like my legs are coming off at the moment. I feel so different. Oh my god, now what's gone on? Now it's really wonky. There must be another leg that's not in place. I need to move that chair. I need to come round here a bit more. We can bring you there. But I need to... might have to go downstairs. We'll see. So yeah, cradling in the comforts of the darkness, the moment before you sleep, and before you leave the physical realm, go to the astral realm and then return. But are you going to keep returning to the same comforts, or are you going to move? Are you going to move while you sleep and let go of those comforts? But you don't have to do them all in one go. You can just choose just something overnight, deal with, remove, transform, send it away so that you can make more space for new frequencies. So that's part of the physical symptoms. Going to sleep at night and releasing that physical day, and then waking after the astral into a new dimension. And I think we do always. But sometimes it just seems the same, because there are multiple trillions and billions of those sort of dimensions. Wassail, Paris, Merry Yule. It's ridiculously warm. Thanks, Cheney. I bought it in Arequipa. Wassail, child. And I'm glad I have it, because there are these moments when you just got to keep that overhead sun off you. But I'm meant to have like a cover thing here, and it's not working very well for me. Wassail, Silky the Fairy. So physical symptoms. I mean, I have to say mine have gone since I turned the video on. Physical symptoms. Shadows. They are the nutrients. There are nutrients in those physical transformations. So I've got with shadow, I've got, oh look. It's just so beautiful. Ah, dropped one. Look at that. Journeying through the shadows to return the light. I mean, it's a really very simple message. I'm loving this, swinging through. Never seen those two like that together. This wonderful. So joining up this poem, but leaving out that little bit. There's almost like the beginnings of a pathway to create a gifu. It's like all the formula is there to bring forwards a gift. It's really fascinating as well, because it looks as though Hell's hand is projecting the journey. It's almost as though, I want to say, like she's putting her hand out to go, done. Okay, enough. Let's deliver. Let's deliver the energy. So, I just want a couple more cards to see if we get anything else on these physical dimension symptoms. That is this energy rising through the old frame, and it gets a bit stuck because it's on a different code, and so you do have to somehow, we are constantly trying to nudge the writing of our DNA. Yeah, I read about that this morning, Cheney Ur. I haven't had a chance to reply yet. I want to say that this is saying your birthright is to be healed, is to move into an energy in which you function fully. That's a lovely message. Move forwards, readdress, give yourself a new address, dimensionally. Redress the issues of old and settling somewhere else. Hoping that the sun might sneak behind a cloud before I go swimming later. It's not high tide until 5, which is in a few more hours. So, let's just, how's everyone's Yule so far? I'm having a very lazy Yule. I'm actually trying to let go of all Christmas traditions. It's been breaking down for a few years. And this year I just thought I have to let go of everything. So that then when I start next year, I can... Yeah, they are downloads, but the thing is to activate the downloads, Cheney, you have to philosophize. You're the one that wires a download in. It's all there. She had banged it last night. I got up in the middle of the night, just before midnight, because I go to bed so early. And in the dark, I walked into the door frame. Yeah, it's just fascinating because I've been looking at a lot of Christmas traditions and discovering that quite often they're not as traditional as they have us believe. And it seems like every generation has always clung to an ideal of a kind of golden, perfect Christmas. And I don't think there's ever been that. And there are a lot of frequencies associated with Christmas that are continuous family triggers. And I just kind of wonder, I am alone. I am living in a place at the moment where there's a hostel full of lots of young backpackers, and I can go and have breakfast in there if I want to. I don't most days. And there are some other people staying in houses around here, but I just really wanted to just go through a Christmas and be blessed about the fact that I did it my way on my own. Yeah. And that in its own way helps us to recognize our birthrights, because all of these traditional notions of things that comfort us are the things that hold us from moving forwards. It doesn't matter how wonderful they are as a tradition, just go without it. And then when you bring it back in later, if you wish to, if it still works for you. I was thinking the other day about how people go home in the holiday period to families, and they know the expectation of often problems within families. And it's interesting that some of the comforts become music or food, things that at some point in the day will always be there, and you will take comfort that you've suffered through all the other stuff just to reach those few creature comforts. And really, you could just have not gone and bought all those comforts and just had them to yourself and enjoyed them without any of the other energy. It's very strange because I don't remember having a perfect Christmas ever, but I also don't remember ever having an argumentative, stressful Christmas either. And yet, I still want to let go of it. So, I have let go of it. Let's see what's coming out the cards next. It's so hot here. I've only been sitting here for 18 minutes. I even had to put a vest on today, it's so warm. So, Liffruma. Where do you want to take us on this day of Yule? Oh, look, the now. This feels like one of the most important energies that can arise within this deck. It's the present gateway. It's Verdandi. Now, there are three norns: the past, the present, and the future. And somehow, I'd like you to kind of imagine that this is the body of a Libra scale, this doorway. And on top, you're balancing two cups, one that's the past and one that's the future. And we have a habit of living both our physical lives that contain traumas and also our lives in a kind of spiritual space that kind of focus on past lives, past mistakes, fixing those shadows. And so this onwardness energy is filling up the Urdhva cup and making that cup ever so heavy. So your now is being fed by the weight of the past. And if you can let go of that energy and make it all feel much lighter and no longer have the triggers, then you can face the future schooled and start to actually construct, imagine, download discover all of the future lives that you will lead that are no longer in shadow worlds, but are in worlds of love and worlds of kindness. And you could feed those fantasies so that that becomes the heavier cup and feeds into your now moment. So what do we have either side of this? It's so funny. So here, what's in the past? What's making your cup so heavy? Kanafa. Kanafa is all these blood-scented traditions. Things like Christmas comforts, but also all those other things we do throughout our lives that maintain a sense of family, ancestry. It says those tunes, those rites of passage, to hunt, to own, to be blood-scented, has died and drained away, yet those rituals still drive and pump in the veins of many, yet must be sung once more to end it. Because you're doing it. Why? Because you've always done it? Is that a reason for us to do things? You know? We've always had wars, so we should always have wars? You know, there's... Once upon a time we were all people that were owned in serfdom. Should we have just stayed with that, or should we have changed it? There are things that we cling to traditionally that really do serve no purpose other than to make us heavy and unable to heal. And then in the healing basket is recognize your tune. Don't play the songs of others. Sing your song. Write your tune. Be your own focus for the world. So now I'm getting all those physical symptoms like an acknowledgement, but they're in a different place. They're somehow sitting kind of in a Neptune, livers and kidneys energy. I like it. So, what else is with this message? So we have 60 and 15, Earth, Majan and Elks, EE. What I'm getting there is this energy that you are, I wanted to say trapped, but that's not what I mean. You are being kept from your future onwardness, your future now, from your better existence, because traditions act as a protection. But they're a false protection, because all they are is just stopping you being the right shape to put the key into the lock and move on. There's also something about size of consciousness, feeling big in consciousness and realizing it's microscopic too. This macro and micro energy is really playing across. And that's a lovely ending here. It's the ripening, the maturing of you that is your own gift. You are your own gift. Your truth is your own gift. Growing generously wise is your own gift. You've moved into your onwardness. And this is a very emotionally stable, trusting frequency. I love this particular line. Re-sow the tales of woe entangled around you, stopping you stepping into the unembroidered now. Because even if there is 26 beautiful lifetimes ahead of you, 907 lifetimes ahead of you, and they have already happened and they're defined, they're also fine-tuned by you, and there's endless dimensional options. They're just probabilities, possibilities. But isn't it better to journey towards them than to keep reflecting on past errors, is the message here. Yeah, I don't live in the past anymore. I have trouble, Clive. If anyone asks me about what I was doing when, I really don't care what I was doing when. It's what I'm doing now, or what I'm planning to have ahead of me that's most important. So, I'm getting this really strong energy wings. Almost to the point of wanting to throw up. Like an incoming frequency that's so extreme that you almost want to vomit. It's nice. So let's ask about this Jupiter energy wings story. Jupiter energy wings story, Jupiter energy wings story, Jupiter energy wings story. It's got something to do with skeletal rewiring, posture transforming. So this energy, wickercraft. This is to sit in that energy. It's almost to not be disturbed by it, but to actually allow this new, and it feels like it's, when I'm talking energy wings, I mean the energy that comes from Jupiter into the back of the neck, down the side of the body, and it rotates either side like angelic wings. All the other energies pass through to cleanse. So there's something renewing about this energy frequency. It's coming in to increase the speed of some kind of physical healing. Let's see what else we get, because remember it's moving towards Chiron, Jupiter, and they're both in Aries, and that's about new beginnings. Sweeping in, really, it's really quite sharp, smooth, fast energy with Brahm. Brahm is the butcher's broom, the thing that cleans blood from things. So blood echoes, blood songs, scrubbing away at things that aren't your true definition. Wassail, merry Yule, merry Yule. So yeah, this magical scrubbing from Jupiter. Wassail, Dana, Dana, Dana. I feel like I'm going to burp. I feel like there's wind trapped here. It's almost like this Jupiter energy is bringing in a physical rewiring that seems very, I don't want to say uncomfortable, very sharp, very surprising, almost disconcerting. But again, I get that energy of wanting to kind of like throw up, like it's all happening too fast. I feel like sitting still is a problem. There's an energy within this of a need to get up and move, to physically sort of test your body in the syrup of the air. Oh, look. Oh, now I get it. It is the swelginess being released. It's flow coming back in after so long of being stagnant somehow. Oh, now I really want to throw up. That's so strong. Give me a moment. Oh, it's so overwhelming. Oh. Oh, I can imagine. They're really, really uncomfortable. I mean, we gotta face uncomfortable things. But this feels like a desire to be physically sick, to detoxify. There's layers and layers of detoxing going on at the moment. Oh, look at that beauty. $13.31. It's a mirror. It's the point at which you're cleansing, detoxing, turning your energies around, and stepping intentionally in new emotions. But they're wired in because they're moving. Thank you, Cheney. They're moving in new emotional fluidity because the physical transformation can match the consciousness dimensional energy, and you can shift to this new you. It is a new you in many ways. There's a really concentrated frequency in this though. It's a really it's really being squeezed hard. I put those back separately, but this is coming out again. Your birthright is your light. Your birthright is the legacy. There's something about this where you will understand the light sooner than the legacy. Something to do with, it's to do with this energy of placing thoughts, placing joy, placing love into future lifetimes. And I think that's one of the big things for me coming from this deck is spiritually we need to let go of past lives and how things we did in past lives will affect us karmically. It's time to actually just stop, turn right round, face the future, and start placing all your spare energies into your future, making all your future lives beautiful, full of light, so that that can filter down into your world. I know I'm going to keep saying that, but it feels like a very important message towards this on the split with Loki. And that Loki card, the personal Yggdrasil tree, your own personal psychology, how you read yourself, right? That energy is calming down now. I could not let go of that energy. It was stuck in my back. It's much nicer. I'm going to put those cards away because I feel like I don't want to sit with that energy anymore. A wasp just came in or something and buzzed right by my ear. They've started coming into me when either I need to pay attention or I've processed something, and they kind of come in as if they're marking my work. Oh, the sun's gone behind a cloud. I need to get that off because it's making me so bloody hot. The astral order is I've always felt the spiritual side of life. The astral order is the exception to the rule. Hang on. Well, I'll leave Parry and Clive having a lovely chat because that's what we do here. We have nice discussions. I feel the call of the sea and it's not time yet. It's got such gentle waves today. Oh, it's much better now that cloud's come. That was overwhelming me too. Too much weather. So, Liffruma for people. Merry Yule, it's the gathering, and we're at gathering now. We're doing a little Liffrumic gathering here. So this is the ideal world. This is a kind of utopian, but it's also, it's dimensional gatherings, it's physical real world gatherings, it's sifting, it's sorting, it's awakenings, it's stitching that pulls and draws, gathering folds of fabric, weaving people together in kindredhood, coming into alignment with people. We have two other cards. It's back. It's interesting that I keep getting this message, which is you don't get this until you've done this. If you are still looking at the past, yeah, me too. This one, there's so much in there. I just made a new logo with it. Let's see if I can find it and show you it. It might not show up. But I just had this sudden desire for, because I love it so much. Yeah, so this message, anyway. This message is this, whatever this represents, it's a gathering of frequencies, it's a drawing together of things in single cell groupings, holobiont frequencies of joining joy. But you don't get it till you get to this. You have to turn away from all of the trauma, everything to do with your past. At some point, you have to work out that those traumatic, victimizing anchors that we all look at and we can't help ourselves, what we need to do is let go of those anchors so that we can bring our life force nearer and nearer and nearer to this. Because when our life force is here, present with us, shining for all to see, this comes in and you start to draw people to your energy, your frequency, your shine. So Wassail, rebel stars, all the magic. Weird Hamir. This, to truly be in the now, look at the shape. All of this comes through here, but it only comes through when you're feeding the future. When you've cleared all your briars from the past that have grown over the future, you clear that energy. You allow things to flow through you. I'm getting the idea here of a collective flowering. A magical collective flowering. I'm seeing the energy of a Gununga gap feeding, but you've got to feed the Gununga gap. It's like it's a two-way street. Right, so what else? This is very calm. Compared to what that last thing was, that was so uncomfortable. I actually looked at the time at one point and thought, I just have to stop reading. If the energies coming through me today are going to be that big, I need to go and have a lie down. So we got another card, Journey, Raid, Rod. I'm getting the sense there's a Pegasus hidden inside this card. I'm not sure if you can see it. its wings here and its head's here, and it's dashing forwards. There's something about how you can't see Pegasus properly. And Pegasus seems all but invisible, all but a fantasy to you. And yet the card is saying that Pegasus is the frequency of you while you journey. When you embrace journeying towards the future to bring you into your now, that's being flown by Pegasus. But it's an energetic mantle, it's an opalagu, it's a part of you that's being activated when you set off on that kind of journey. Oh yeah, I saw the Pegasus Oracle deck, and I wasn't sure, you can tell me what you think of it when it comes, I wasn't sure whether I wanted the same creature on everything. So you are your own Pegasus, or you wear the energy mantle of a Pegasus when you accept that it's in your frequency. Everything's in us. We are you in Merseyside? Oh, you're in Southport. I love Southport with its very distant sea at times. Beautiful shopping fronts. I love all those old Victorian buildings in Southport. Right, what else am I getting from this? Apart from the absence of a continuing journey, which we'll come to. Oh, I knew there was something else. So this. 7-4. 7-4. 7-0. 4-0. It's like by turning round, by no longer facing the past, this thing we always talk about, there's a cosmic egg waiting for you. There's a cosmic, it's just got your name on it, that cosmic egg. That's exactly it. You can deliver your own cosmic eggs to you. And there's two of them here, one for the future, one for the now. Just turn round, let go of that old energy, face this Pegasus-inspired journey forwards. But that Pegasus is about, what does Pegasus represent mythologically? Safety, getting out of a sticky situation, being rescued. You are all those things. You have to do all those things. And it's not some great epic odyssey. Sometimes it can be really tiny. It's just flicking a switch. Other times we've got to analyze our entire lives and philosophies to work out where we put everything. So gorgeous. What's the journey? What's Pegasus connecting you to when you agree to ride a Pegasus energy? Liffruma. It's just this energy of trusting love. It's almost like there is a sense that you're schooled is a place of night, of shadow, full of nutrients. And in your future, it's based on this energy of love and of light. But this love and this light will actually have shadows in the light that are the treasures. Things have to exist in both places. But isn't it easier to look for lighter shadows, or look through the light to find the little dark treasures, or do we keep searching through the darkness to find the little light treasures? At what point are you going to change and feed that loving energy through to your now, rather than that shadowed, fearsome energy through to your now? And then we have Leafshade. There's a frequency hidden within this, which is the comfort of time that started to appear here now. The comfort of time, it's almost, you can move your now frequency. You can move your now frequency into the comfort of time, into a space where time, that Vorder energy, just gently and lightly drifts you through joy. Simple as that. So let me put these back, and let's just pop for another journey. Wassail, Kirsty. I'm so glad you got your deck, Kirsty. I haven't replied to your email yet. I read it. I knew I had to go on with this, and I needed to get something to eat and washed, and didn't really want to get washed because I'm going for a swim in a while, and I like to have a wash after swimming to get the salt off. Never used to do that either, but it's not good for you. So, Liffruma, what else can we go on a little tale about while we're here enjoying Yule? I'm so glad you're in love with them. Kirsty, did they, I'm just curious because they arrived after a certain time. Was the energy that came with them playful, or was it dark? Because I'm quite convinced that people that got it during the dark of the moon felt the darker, stronger energies. And I think that people that got it since the new moon, since the solstice, are getting it with it kind of winking its lighter energies. I'm just curious. I'll come back to you. I'll keep an eye for your reply, Kirsty. Yeah, you see, I'm convinced it's how the time at which you touch them. Waken! They've woken for you. So, this is going back to the very first message. Day slides to night and back to day. That notion that there are all these cycles and they're broken and they're marked and they're punctuated by our astral visits, which is an interesting concept. That sea is turning slaty kyanite coloured. So waken, originate, come up with something new in your life. Oh! I thought that went over the edge of the balcony. Waken the Wakened. I've been waiting for these two cards to come out together at some point. Waken, Wakened. So Wakened has got a new meaning at the moment, and I'm seeing the same thing again. So, Wakened is a cosmic sloth. We're just calling it a cosmic sloth at the moment because it best fits the description. You have a personal Yggdrasil tree, and your personal Yggdrasil tree is transformable, interchangeable, redesignable. You can fix your own personal Yggdrasil tree. You can grow whatever tree you want. You can change your tree. Now, connected to your past lives, there's a whole series of other Yggdrasil trees that have they've reached their maturity, and living inside them as they slowly die back are all kinds of other creatures that are taking shelter and using available nutrients within what you've left behind. In terms of, in many ways, are molecules from past lives being recycled into the earth. And then you also have another cosmic Yggdrasil tree that's made up of all the future possible lives you might go on to lead. And it's in that lit, Liffrumic, cosmic, Yggdrasil tree of future lives that sits this sloth. It's some kind of very powerful animal totem, and it's watching you. It's watching you, but it's waiting for you to awaken yourself in it. And then it will teach you something. It will show you something remarkable, and then it will go. But what it needs you to do is to kind of acknowledge, it says, cherish the lessons those unremembered lives have taught you. Those unremembered lives have taught you. Those future lives that in some ways you have lived already. But they can be lived over time, Soupy. But the point of them is they've been lived. And those lives taught you to get to this consciousness right now where you can flick that switch. Because there is memory of all those past, future lives. And there's something to look forward to too, as well. So awaken your Wakand, awaken the cosmic sloth staring at you through the branches of a cosmic Yggdrasil tree. Sorry, that dropped down. I was just getting that energy again in my back. I think it's every time at the moment that we go into the energy of the future, there's so many adjustments to be done that it's feeling cellularly dissonant. That's a really powerful energy. This is obviously what the Wakand has held away. That would be lovely. That would be lovely, Cheney, if people send me some lovely Christmas cheer. Begin your birthright, and your birthright is your Earth Masion, is to be... what do I want to say? Earth Masion means the Magi of the Earth Wizard. But it's an inherited power. It's an entitlement to anyone in a human suit here on the earth right now, is the birthright to walk the world wizardly, to be awakened to the world. So maybe this sloth has something there to teach you. We've got 6969. That seems a very strange double number, because what that lacks is the 3. It's an outer cellular response. An outer cellular response. Thy earthly birthright is what I'm being told to say. Thy earthly birthright. It's interesting. It showed me this court, and then this came floating down, but I actually saw this one first. So there is a sense of this harvest, but this card is becoming more and more about a future harvest. You harvest now for the future. You place it in the stores of the future. And we had that reading where stop putting apples in your storehouse, put pears. It's time to change what you store for yourself to transform you. So this earthly power, this is part of your Earth Masion, this energy, the molecules, the power is within your consciousness and how it links into your DNA of the molecules you borrow from the Earth to walk around in. So it's a temporary power, but it is nonetheless fired, fueled, activated by your consciousness. Interfacing. Anything else on that little message? Just, I think it's giving us one answer straight away. Ophilagu. It's energy. It's a mantle. It's a balance. It's bringing yourself into true frequency. Being able to adapt your frequency to accept the presence, the wearing, the joy of various different energetic beingness, I guess we want to say. So, let's go with another one. Oh, it's getting so hot up here. I'm just dribbling with sweat. Yeah, exactly. Store them forever, and then that's all you can move towards. You can transform the whole world around you as you head towards that. But it takes enormous trust to turn away from the past. All the traditions, all the comforts, all the things that give us a little glimmer of comfort in a world that's often ramped up as full of fear. It's all nonsense. So this got stuck on the top. That's what we were talking about again. That tradition, that energy. And then far away in the past, the swelgeness. The future, and these again, they've been put back separately, but they're just coming out again. It's this energy of moving yourself on a journey to return your light. Look at the wonderful blues that are running across this whole card. It's an actionable, grabbable entire world hidden within the swelgeness that just needs pulling back out. So let's go with another one, see what we get. That wasn't a good. I'm going to rifle them. Oh, that sea's getting louder. Can't wait. So where are we beginning now? Recognizing maturity. This is interesting. I'm being drawn towards these bubbles, but there's something about a growing recognition. This ripening, this maturing feels a bit like a Knight of Cups energy. So it feels a bit like that first boost of watery, loving, puberty-induced emotional renewal, and then rushing out to experience that energy before it's mature enough to be a safe energy. And we often go out and we love people and we can hurt people in our naivety. So there's something about this. There's something about a spiritual progress here that can be that can become too much in its desire to understand itself. It's like reading the title of a book over and over again to somebody, but you've never opened the book and read any of the inside, but you've made all these assumptions. There's something so much deeper underneath this maturing here that needs to be recognized as your own tune and not somebody else's. Because remember the end of this poem, it's talking about how the energy of the moon sweeping down and sweeping through us, sweeping up and clinging to us, with feelings that don't have a place or fit our space, but settle and build a home inside us. Recognize the feelings that don't belong, refuse to home the broken song. Yeah, I've been noticing that too, Cindy. There's something very high on the pecking order of water. So yeah, not having the full facts, but nonetheless having the unfolding flower. It's almost like talking of the perfume of the bud, and yet there is no perfume at that moment, and you have no idea what that perfume will be when it opens. So there's 1716, this energy here of tear. This is like a kind of turbulent tear frequency. This is tear back in the day. This is tear before tear knew better. So tear, as we know, began as a kind of very Bronze Age early god of gods. And by the Norse pantheon, he'd kind of softened down. Odin was now in charge. And he became something of great compassion. And there's never any sense within Tyr, because he offers sacrifices of parts of himself, emotions, but there's no sense within Tyr of him ever disagreeing with Odin and saying, look, mate, you know, you weren't even born when I was ruling, when I knew everything, because the point is that Tyr knows he doesn't know everything, but Tyr also knows that Odin doesn't. But it's not Tyr's place to shame anyone in any way by saying, I've been doing this for a lot longer, or I don't know, I understand things supremely. Because there's something in this candle that's always about the macro and the micro. This energy of needing two keys to one door. To unlock anything, you need to lock away what you're leaving. You have to be the door, and then you have to retune your door so that someone will open the key and let you into the new frequency. And that's something that you will naturally, you will flow through various different dimensions, but at the same time, there are, I don't want to say, there are other frequencies that come in the natural order of time. I don't know. There's something about the slow, gradual determination that's in the ripping. It's just very interesting. That this is really giving this endless message today. Begin your futureness. Begin the pathway to future lives. Begin to walk into future energies, and that will feed your now. That will allow your soul to move to different astral portals before you return. It's lovely. looking at numbers. Yeah. Right, I am going to have to go. I wanted to do this for much longer, but this is a really hot place. And I need to go and get myself in that sea and engage myself in the nowness while I'm imagining and filling all my lovely future lives with joy and bliss, kindness and fairness, so that I can enjoy this one with you all. So have a beautiful rest of the Yule, people. I'll probably be here tomorrow and do a Boxing Day one. We don't do Boxing Day, but we do. Can I take pictures of me down in the sea? I usually go down on my own. I don't take my phone. I'll see. My new swimming trunks. Okay, so beautiful people. Wassail, thank you moderators for hanging by. Everyone have a beautiful rest of the year. I will be back before then. And we will reconvene at a gator room. Okay. Wassail, beautiful people. I can't find the button.